Fun Fact Friday, and today's fun fact book is The Power of Prayer, which, even though it's now the second book in the Heartbeat series, was actually the first book that I ever finished and wrote. So there's a bunch of fun facts about this one, but I'm going to tell you the main one. When I was writing the story, I was originally using my parents' romance as sort of inspiration. So my dad was in the military, and he was engaged to this woman named Susan, and they broke up, and of course he was really sad, so he prayed that God would send his Susan back to him. And God answered, but not quite in the way he expected. So he ended up meeting my grandfather, my mom's dad, and my grandfather sort of introduced him to my mom, but not face to face. So my dad actually wrote to my mom and recorded on reel to reels. She wrote back and re-recorded on the reel to reels so that could hear each other's voice, because this was before a lot of phone call usage too. He proposed through the mail, she accepted through the mail, and they met face to face a week before they got married, when she picked him up at the airport. Now, my mom's name is Susan, so he ended up getting his Susan back, just not the one that he originally thought. My parents have been married for over 50 years, so that is not a romance that would work for everybody, but it definitely worked for them. So that was my inspiration for this book. But then, of course, like most of the books I had tried writing before, I just got to the middle and I was like, I don't know what to do with this book. And so God laid it on my heart. He was like, okay, I really want you to talk about unplanned pregnancies and not terminating them and keeping the baby and what that does for your life. And I thought, oh gosh, really do not want to write this book, because nobody wants to read it. I didn't want to be super offensive. And God just kept putting these words in my head. And so I would go to bed and I wouldn't be able to sleep because I would have all these words. So finally I was like, okay, if this is what you want me to write, this is what I'm going to write. And so I would just write the words that were in my head. And I finished this book within a month. And I thought that was it. That was one and done. I'm going to put this book out there, see what happens, probably never write anything else. And then my mom read it and was like, no, I need to know Sandra's story now. And that sort of set the ball rolling, and all of these stories just started popping into my head. This book has had several different covers. It's also had several inside changes to it. It was originally written in third person omniscience. So I had lots of people, and then people were like, oh, don't do that. So then it was third person limited, and then it was first person for a while. I don't even know what it is right now. I think it's still first person at this point. But anyway, this book is available on my website, authorlorenahoops.org, where you can get it a little cheaper. It's also available at all retailers, so go check it out. And that's your Fun Fact Friday for this Friday. I'll see you next week.